Welcome to another episode of Off the Post. I am not DJ Redcap, not at all. But instead of DJ Redcap, I'm Karen. And sometimes people call me Kraken. Other times they call me the sexy one. No, I'm just kidding. I'm totally kidding. Basically, this is going to be an episode of Off the Post that is kind of like our side thing that's called Get to Know the Panelists. You've probably already seen DJ Redcaps and Jen Hayes. So this is mine. I can't believe I just called myself the sexy one. That's so embarrassing. But I've got a couple questions here. Some of them are from DJ Redcap, and others are from some of the other panelists who are really good at coming up with questions, which is not me. So I'm glad some of them are good at it. Okay, here we go. The first one is, where am I from? I'm from Riverside, California, which is in what is called the Inland Empire, which is kind of funny, but that is what it's called. That's where I'm from. If you ever watched the show The OC, they ripped Riverside a new one quite consistently on that show. Don't believe them, okay? People from OC, people from Orange County like to make fun of Riverside all the time, and it's just because they have more money than us and their skin is oranger, honestly. So there you go. Don't listen to the OC. I love that show, but don't listen to them about my city. My city is great. It's fine. So yeah, and the next question is, what got me into women's soccer? How long have I been a fan? Both of my older siblings played soccer. My brother's 5 years older than me. My sister's 7 years older than me. So even before I was born, they were both playing AYSO, which is American Youth Soccer Organization. A couple of your favorite players probably played in it. But yeah, I started when I was about 5. Both of my siblings were already in it by then. And then I played consistently every single year until I was 18. I represented Riverside a couple of times in the ASO Summer Select All-Star teams. So yeah, and then I went to Santa Clara University when I went to school. Did not even think I was gonna come close to making that team, so I didn't even try. Instead, I just played intramural, which was a lot less intimidating, but still fun. I also played a lot of indoor as well, but then I'm poor and broke, so I could not afford to play that anymore. It's kind of expensive over here. So yeah, I've been a fan since I was a little kid. I think probably the time that really brought it into the forefront for me, though, was the 1999 World Cup final. I'm sure you're all very aware of how big of an impact that had on a lot of people. I was 10 when I watched that. So yeah, it was huge. Brandy Chastain with the ripping her shirt off, and I had like that poster of her in that pose with her sports bra on. I mean, it was huge. And before that, they didn't really have a lot of women's soccer on television. So after that, when it started coming on television and stuff like that, I started watching all the games that they put up. There was a WUSA team in San Diego, which is about 2-ish hours south of where I live. So we would go down as a family and watch WUSA games. We would go to LA to what was then known as the Home Depot Center to watch the US play friendlies against other teams. I actually watched Mia Hamm's very last professional game with the US women's national team. And I think Foudy and Chastain also, and a couple other people retired that day, but I was there in the stands crying like a little baby. So yeah, that was a big deal. So yeah, I've been a fan since I was practically out of the womb. But it wasn't until recently that I really started diving headfirst, because Now we have National Women's Soccer League, which we can watch on YouTube. The U.S. team has been getting a lot more airtime and a lot more popular. So yeah, jumped on into that. And the next question, my favorite team. Probably not a big surprise to anybody that has watched this show consistently and has seen any of the episodes that I've been on, but Seattle Reign FC is my team. They're my boys. I love them so much. I love, from top to bottom, everything about that team. I just love them. Another team, obviously the U.S. Men's National Team. I mean, come on. As far as the men's side, an LA Galaxy fan, obviously, hometown, sort of. I mean, LA is kind of, it's like an hour drive from here, but it's awesome. I love their team. I love the stadium. The fans are fun sometimes. But yeah, LA Galaxy, I love their team. They've got a lot of good personalities on the team. Robbie Keane, Robbie Rogers. So yeah, I'm also a Chelsea fan, which is probably going to lose me a couple of fans. But you know what? I've been a Chelsea fan since I was a kid. And I'm not one to let go of a team, no matter how bad the management is, and no matter how unfortunate a lot of the players on the team are. Looking at you, Mr. DaCosta. So yeah, it's being a Chelsea fan is difficult right now. So I haven't been watching a lot of EPL. It's kind of difficult for me to follow. I need a break, honestly. So I've been diving headfirst into women's soccer and kind of about basically all of the men's side of the game, except for LA Galaxy, because I really like them a lot. So yeah, favorite player is the next question. My very favorite male player of all time is Iker Casillas. He's goalkeeper of the Spanish national team for a very long time, and he was the #1 goalkeeper for Real Madrid for a very long time in La Liga. Recently, he got ousted and pushed onto some other team because Real Madrid sucks, and so does their manager. I just said it. I don't care. So yeah, Iker Casillas. I think that he is a magnificent role model for little kids, for young men. He's never shown any bit of diva personality. He's never been mean on the pitch. He's never done anything that has made me feel like he's not a good role model, like he's not a good person. I think he is a really good person. And then another player that I really like a lot is Robbie Keane. He's an Irishman, but he plays on LA Galaxy. He's just all around a really good guy, I think, and he's just a really good player. I love watching him on the pitch for LA Galaxy. He's great. As far as the women's side of the game, again, no surprise, Kim Little is the best on the entire planet right now, in my opinion. She's literally one of the best players that I have ever seen play, and I've been watching women's soccer, like I said, since I was a little kid. Just everything about her. She's just best all-around player. She keeps the ball well. She has amazing assists. She's phenomenal. And she has such a strong personality as well. So yeah, she's amazing. And then just Kelly O'Hara gets a mention because she is my spirit animal. I think we're both super dopey, and I relate to that about her. But she's also an amazing player. I love her on the flanks. She's just awesome to watch. A powerhouse. So yeah, Kelly O'Hara, Kim Little, Iker Casillas, and Robbie Keane are my fave four. the next question, what made me want to join Off the Post? So this is an interesting question because honestly, I have a really awful, terrible memory. So even though I joined the show probably about like a year ago, I don't really remember what it was that got me onto this show, honestly. I think it was just that I was talking to DJ a lot because we were both in the same NWSL supporters group. And we got to chatting and stuff, and then he told me about Off the Post. I started watching it a little bit, and then he invited me to actually be on one of the shows, and then I was on the show, and then after that he was like, oh, you just come on whenever we need a person, and I was like, great, that sounds awesome. I love the idea of this podcast. It's a podcast that's focused on just women's soccer, and I don't think that is anything that's really done by a lot of people right now. I mean, there's thousands upon thousands of podcasts that focus on men's soccer, all of the leagues, this league, that league, this league. So to have a podcast that's just women's soccer and covers, you know, women's soccer on the national level, on the club level, talking about the players, the teams, the coaches, the refs, even all of the scandals and the sexism, the statistics, you know, it's giving women's soccer the same attention that men's soccer gets from all of these other news sources and podcasts. So it's really important to me to be a part of something that I think can make a huge impact on bringing more fans into the women's side of the game. What we do here is we honestly, I think we're helping the women's soccer fan base grow. We're bringing a lot of different people into it. We have people from all teams, all of the fan groups, and we're letting basically the teams, the players, the coaches, the management, we're letting them know that people really love what they're doing. People love women's soccer and we love to watch it. We love it so much that we're doing this podcast and not getting paid a single cent for it, obviously, just because we like to talk about it. We like to hang out with each other. We like to talk about our teams, our favorite players. I mean, we get way down into the nitty-gritty of women's soccer. We put a lot of work and effort into it and a lot of time as well, especially DJ, who's probably losing money doing this show because he's consistently giving out he's having these free giveaways and stuff. So good job, DJ, and good job everybody else that is also a part of this podcast. I mean, I love this group. Everybody is just a gem. Really smart, really aware of women's soccer in general, the politics of it, all of the players, how much people love it. So yeah, and we're all very respectful of one another's opinions and where one another is coming from and the teams that we love. Not saying that we're always super mature because you guys don't even know what we get up to in our group chats. There's a lot of poop emojis and a lot of GIF wars. So yeah, but we all get along and that's what's important. So yeah, I love being a part of WOSO Off the Post. It's the best group, I think, on the internet right now. And yeah, I just said that, Men in Blazers. So yeah, moving into things that are a little bit less women's soccer focused. So some of my general interests. Another thing that you're probably aware of if you've watched the show or if you even know about my Twitter account and you've seen all of the things that I'm constantly posting and writing about. But Wonder Woman is the best, hands down. So yeah, I mean, come on, look at this. I have a Wonder Woman sippy cup, like a child. So there you go. She's everywhere in my existence. She makes me feel powerful. Drinking out of her sippy cup makes me feel powerful and hydrated. So there you go. And actually, this works into Jen, that Spirit fan, gave me this question. She said, "Okay, you're Wonder Woman. You can assemble a team of 3 other superheroes from any franchise to help you fight crime. Fight crime, yes. Which 3 do you pick?" So this was hard, and this took me a very long time to figure out. But I've got my 3. No surprise, they are all female superheroes. But number 1, I picked Captain Marvel, and I'm talking Carol Danvers, that Captain Marvel. She's just one of those best all-around types of superheroes, kind of like Superman is. She's got the superhuman strength. She can fly super fast. She's generally resistant to most toxins and poisons. Even before she got her powers, she was like this rad pilot who was like military trained and stuff. She's also got spy skills. She doesn't take shit from people. She's just generally a kick-ass, badass superhero. And I also picture her looking like Yvonne Strahovski. So you know I want that on my team, right? So yeah, number 2, the second pick is Batwoman, and I'm talking about Kate Kane. Kate Kane, Batwoman, is the best. So listen, she's rich. She's super rich. So, you know, I'm Wonder Woman, but I can't just make money appear, right? We need somebody with money on the team, someone who can fund our missions. She's an awesome spy. She has military training, so you know that she's going to be good under pressure, right? And I think that I would get on with her really well. We have the same level of you got to do what you got to do to save the world, right? And if that means some bad guy somewhere ends up dead, oh well. So we're kind of on the same page as far as that. And you know what? I'm just going to say it. The team needs some good, strong lesbian blood on it. And that's Batwoman. Yeah. So the third choice is Squirrel Girl. So, okay, listen. I know that Squirrel Girl is silly. She's very silly. But listen, I imagine she's a lot of fun to be around. And I'd have squirrel buddies everywhere all the time. I love squirrels. You guys cannot tell me that you don't love squirrels. They're amazing. And you know what? They're also dangerous. You know, Squirrel Girl actually took down Thanos. Yeah, with her squirrel army. So I have a squirrel army and I have Squirrel Girl. And you know what? She can totally lighten the mood. She's funny. She's got all of these puns that she's got going on. And you know, when you're like about to go into battle and it's going to be super dangerous and scary and you're like terrified, she's that type of person on the team who would say something like a really bad pun. And then you're like, just totally lighten the mood and make everything okay again. I feel like she would be perfect for my team. I love Squirrel Girl. She could be my team's pun master. Love it. So working into another interest, television. My favorite show ever is Chuck. It was on TV from 2007 to 2012. I'm still so obsessed with it even 4 years later. I can't get my head out of there. If you guys ever want to watch a really fun show that's spy, action, adventure, some drama, mostly comedy, really, really good romance, a lot of really awesome nerdy references to things that like major nerds only pick up on. I mean, it's on Netflix. Watch instantly. Go watch all 5 seasons. Thank me later, and I will love you if you contact me and try to talk to me about that show. I will talk for hours about that show. Another show that's on right now, The Americans. Best show I've ever seen. Amazing. Amazing writing, amazing acting. I like Scorpion a lot. And the best comedy on TV right now is Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Hilarious. So good. So yeah, music. I like neo 80s stuff right now. I mean, I'm always kind of fluctuating between everything from classical to jazz to rock to blah, 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 blah. So right now, neo 80s, there's a group called Cut Copy. I really like them. There's another group called Chromeo. I like them a lot. I like this band called Dr. Dog. I like Foster the People. There's this group that's called Nouvelle Vague. I don't know. I can't pronounce French. I'm awful. But I think they're called Nouvelle Vague. They take 80s and 90s hits and they make them, they remake them into French lounge sounding music. So that's awesome. It's really beautiful and peaceful, calming. As far as favorite movies, my very, very favorite movie ever is Metropolis from 1927. It's a silent film, so I'm one of those people. I really like silent films, classic films. I really, really loved that movie, The Artist, that came out in 2012 with Jean Dujardin, or however you say his name. I'm so sorry, people who are from France. I'm sorry. But I love that movie. It was great. Also a silent film. I love the Pirates of the Caribbean trilogy, and I'm saying trilogy because the fourth film did not happen. Okay? All right. We're not even going to discuss it. Trilogy. But yeah, it's a great, great trilogy. Nothing's ever going to top the first one, obviously, but I love the second and third one as well. Just a general hobby that I have. I like to write so much. I love writing. I try to write about 2,000 words a day because I work part-time. I can usually if I'm not suffering from some sort of mental block or whatever. But yeah, whether it be fan fiction or my original stuff or my articles that I write for the Nerd Machine, I love to write. I read a lot as well. So mostly I'm doing writing and reading if I have free time. So yeah, I do write for the Nerd Machine, like I mentioned. It's a great company. It's started by Zachary Levi, who is the main character in Chuck. Well, the main actor, I should say. Zachary Levi is a character, but he's not a character. So yeah, he started this group. It's like a nerd culture group kind of thing. They do a lot of charity stuff for Operation Smile. So yeah, I write for them. It's kind of like an unpaid internship. Not really. I just write for them and I don't get paid. So there you go. But yeah, that's me. That is me in a nutshell. That is me, Karen Kraken, the sexy one. Totally kidding. Although I keep saying that, so I'm just kidding. So yeah, that's me. That's all I have to offer today. So yeah, stay tuned for more of these off the post, get to know the panelists productions, I suppose you could say. I'm sure mine will probably be one of the longest ones because I can't shut up. So there you go. Yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed. You know a little bit more about me now, and feel free to stop by on Twitter and say hello. I am at Victoria Noir 89. So that's VICTORIANOIR 89. I had to spell that in my head really slowly. So yeah, nice talking to you guys. I will see you hopefully on some of the upcoming episodes, but definitely the Seattle Rain Spotlight. Definitely check out our schedule, and I'll see you on the flip side. Peace.